In the previous video that's in the description below the like button, we talked about the integer data types. Now we're going to talk about the char data types, also strings. Those are important too. And chars and strings, although different, are pretty similar to each other, at least more similar than integers to chars. So char data types, they're used to store individual characters. A character of the char data type can hold one character and only one character at a time. If you do more than that, you're going to need a string. So let's look at an example here. We have char letter. This is the variable letter being declared. And then on the next line, we're initializing it. So we're saying letter is equal to G. Notice how we only have single quotes here. We could do this all on the same line. Of course, we can declare and initialize on the same line, but you can also break it up as well. Just showing that as an example. So this declared char variable named letter, right? We have a new variable. We called it letter. We made this up. In C++, character literals are enclosed in single quotation marks. So remember, single letter in single quotes. It's going to assign the character G to the letter variable that we declared. Now, since char variables only hold a single character, they're not compatible with any strings. So this is an example that would be false. This would give you some error. So letter, setting letter equal to G like this, or trying to reassign it, or putting string in front of it with double quotes, whatever you have it as with double quotes, that's not good, right? Because char is already a character. So you can't redeclare a character as a string. You can force it, but don't worry about that right now. So since you only use one character, it only uses a single byte of memory usually. And now you feel comfortable, hopefully, with characters. If not, you can just press the J button and rewatch that. But if you do feel comfortable, let's move on to strings. So the difference between string literals and character literals are as follows. String literals are a series of characters stored in consecutive memory locations. They can be any length, and in C++, an extra byte is appended to the end of our string literals when stored in memory. The last byte that's appended is going to be the number 0. It's called the null terminator character, and it marks the end of our string. So this declares kind of the end of it. So if we have an example here, Sebastian, and then we have a \0, I think that's the backslash, yeah, \0. The quotation marks aren't stored, if you notice that. They're not stored in our memory. We don't need that. That's just for our IDE, which is the integrated development environment. It doesn't print this on screen either. It's going to run it in the background, again, to memory. Now let's look at a character literal. A is stored as A. And I'm saying A in single quotes is stored as just A. Just as our string was earlier, A is stored as A without quotes in memory. So in string literals, if we have a double quotes A, it's also stored as A. But remember, it's a string and not a character. So it has a \0. Note the difference between those two. That's the difference between string literals and character literals when we put it into memory. Escape sequences, such as \n, remember when we want to move on to a new line, they're stored as a single character as well. And that's going to be it for our string, character, and integer data types. Next, we're going to look at classes, specifically the string class. That'll be in the next video in the playlist linked below the like button.